It's like an addiction to Mezco, but for some reason it's making me sick, but I can't stop it. I got this, I got another one coming in tomorrow. I don't understand.
You felt ill this afternoon because you're getting better. You're becoming healthy, that's all. By this time tomorrow, you'll be healthier still.
Nothing like a good old-fashioned taste of the ultra-violence, if I don't say so myself. And there's his stand. Don't worry, I ain't doing the stupid voice the whole time. Very nice with the stand. Very good. Very classic. Reminds me of the old VHS tape. Anyways, let's get back to Alex over here. Here's Alex, and the figure is very plain, right? But there's a lot of really, really nice detail on him. Like his boots. Let's take a good look at his boots. His boots have the nice paintwork on them. Nice silver little lace boots type thing right there. We'll get into his boots in a second. The cloth fabric is great, which means it ain't going to bend or stretch or chip. But however, make sure your hands are washed, because I have a feeling this outfit is probably going to yellow a little, which ain't going to be that bad anyway, because he does get down and dirty and beat people up in the street and stuff like that. Let's take a look at the eyeball on his arm there. Very nice, very accurate. And the paint is actually goes from heavy red to light red on there. The belt adjusts up and down, so if you feel like it's riding up, let's see if it rides up. Hold on a second, fellas. Belt rides up on him. Oh, wait, that's way too high. Well, just slip it down low. There you go. He has real working suspenders. The suspenders are legit. They actually even have a little bit of a, see, rubber bandy type thing going on there. And you can adjust them on the shoulders as you please. But for the remainder of this video, we're going to try to crash course you right through this and show you all about Alex.
Stop it, please, I beg you!
Alright, here's the articulation. He's got single pinned elbows. I know, everyone can cry. He's got the single pin elbows. Now, mine came very, very, very stiff. So you got to be real careful with this figure to not snap. Just take your time with it, because, you know, he's going to hold his pose forever. No matter what pose you hold him in, it ain't going. And these joints, it definitely ain't going to loosen. Probably over a very long time. He has double jointed knees, however, though, so the knees go back about that far. And it has some of the best rankle articulation you're going to see in a Mezco figure, at least that I've seen yet. So, stretch his legs out, and you could really get the ankles to turn in a deep form like that, and he'll land flat on his feet. You see that right there? So you can get him into a nice deep stand, and it'll work out great. However, I'm glad they went with that, with the ankle rocker on this, even though when you twist it, see how it doesn't line up perfectly anymore? That's fine. These are figures, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad that they didn't go with a solid piece for the boot, because that would have stunk. So the boots rotate here. Around here they rotate. There's just your regular rotation up here. Okay, this is on a ball in here. The double jointed knees. He twists from side to side. He doesn't have much of an ab crunch, though. The ab crunch is almost non-existent. But he has more of a twist from side to side thing, so you can get him kind of like walking and shifting and stuff as he walks. There's no butterfly joint in the shoulder there. I'm really all over the place with the words today. And the neck rotates around as you normally would expect. Now here's a little nit and something you guys got to watch out for. Now this head comes on the figure normally. This is what it comes out right out of the package. However, you pull him off. Okay. Pull it off normally, right? Then you go and get yourself one of the other head sculpts. Now, if you just take the other head sculpt and slide it on, here's an issue. Oh, wow, that stinks, right? Well, stupid me. You're supposed to actually take the head and push it on there and make sure it goes, be careful, onto the joint. So now, it still rotates normally, but it doesn't fall off. So that's just something to watch out for. Don't think that your toy is broken, because it's not. Here's the first of the 3 head sculpts we're going to be looking at, and the paintwork on this is flawless. For those of you that are on the fence, if you're a fan of the movie or a fan of the book, in my opinion, he's an absolute must-have. What really captures my eye is the freckle work that goes all the way down his neck, as you can see there. And the face sculpt actually darkens as it gets near the muzzle and kind of on the underside of the chin, as if where like the natural hair growth of a man would be. Now, it's not growth, and it's just so slight and so subtle that it really captures the human skin tone in a way that I've never seen before. Magnificent! I mean, this is freaking magnificent. The paintwork on the hair is a little bit more sloppy, but it really captures the strands of the hair very well. This is like, oh, we're getting into Hot Toys level now. I mean, if they really, see the paintwork right over there is a little sloppy around the ear. They could have been a little tighter there. But, I mean, who's going to propose a figure like this? You're going to be looking at him head on or something like this, and it's really just another freaking level, man. I mean, I'm telling you, this is the type of figure that'll make you question going into the really high-end, expensive stuff. You might want to just stick with something in this level. Look at that around the mouth. The freckles and the skin texture is just absolutely the best I've seen. And you can even see it in the eyebrows, how the eyebrows aren't just brown painted. You could actually see the little flecks of darker paint for the eyebrows around the eyes. Head sculpt number 2. This one, you can really see the texture in the hair, and they did a really good job with the hair itself. You could see the blood is very subtle around the mouth, which is nice, and it actually looks a lot better in person. There you go. As I turn it, and the light kind of shines off of it, you can see the really dark part of the blood on the nose there, and then the lighter parts as it kind of fades out and bleeds out therein. It's a very nice head sculpt. It works great if this is how you're going to be portraying Alex, as if he was busted up. Let's give him a nice little swing around for you guys can check out everything else. Yeah, the hair on this one is really nice. Thumbs up, guys. That's 2 for 2. Although the eyes could have had a little bit more detail, but it's very subtle, and it works great. And he's got the freckles. Singing in the Rain, the third head sculpt, is a 3 for 3. Puberty. Anyways, you can see the depth in the guy's mouth there. The teeth are done really nice. There's very little bleed on this figure. There's a little knit around this ear as far as paintwork goes, but the freckles are there, and the shading around the jaw and muzzle, like I said earlier, is still there, keeping the head sculpts consistent, and the paintwork on the hair is just as good as all the rest. Very nicely done, Mezco. I'm giving all 3 of these head sculpts big time thumbs up. Here are the accessories that Alex comes with, and he pretty much has all of his trademark stuff. He got his glass of milk. He's got his walking cane. He's got the walking cane knife piece, which I have a little bit of a nit about, but it's kind of just a personal preference. That's when he cuts his Drugi hand during the middle of the movie. His hands and the 2 head sculpts. However, I do want to address the hand sculpt, and this is a rarity for me because hands are hands, and, you know, these are some of the best hands that Mezco has ever done. There you go. Take a look at the detail on these hands. They actually have the freckles running throughout. The paintwork is, they're not just flat, plain hands. The paintwork on the hands is excellent, so it's some of the best paintwork I've seen on a set of hands, and they're actually darker in certain areas and lighter in other to highlight the shadowing in the hands itself. The only thing it's missing is maybe a little bit of dirt under the fingernails, but the hand sculpts on these I thought was worth it to mention to you guys because of the paintwork on it is excellent, and it is consistent with the rest of the figure. Let's see what else he's got. Here's the other knit I have. Very small. He's got his walking cane, right? And why is the walking cane important? The paintwork on it is alright. Not great. It's just plain black, but that's the way it was in the movie. It's got a little bit of freckly dot stuff going on the top there. However, I want to address the fact that, see how this cane is solid? And then he comes with this little smaller knife, right? Now the knife is supposed to slide into the top. That's what would have really put it over the top, is they would have had the cane with the knife piece actually being able to slip out of the top of it. Instead, they gave us 2 separate accessories, whereas I feel as though they probably could have just did one and you would have been able to get that little half slide effect going on, like when he unsheaths it. And that's pretty much it for the accessories. Alex here is all geared up. He's got his milk in hand, and he's got his staff. The equipment stays in his hands very nicely. He's got a nice tight grip on there. And the only problem with this figure, amongst the other small, tiny little nits I have, is that there's no bicep swivel. Now, you're never going to see Alex without his shirt on. So the fact that they don't have a bicep swivel and they just went with a regular body, they should really modify that for characters that have long sleeves. This way you can get into better poses. And he should have had double-jointed elbows so you can actually see him sipping his milk if you wanted to pose him like that. However, it's a great figure. It looks great. This is how I'm going to have him on my shelf. And he's a part of classic literature and classic movie making. This is Stanley Kubrick here at his best. Clockwork Orange, everybody. Alex, coming at you for a bit of the old ultra violence, and who doesn't like a little bit of ultra violence every once in a while? The cups! We almost forgot the cups. We here at the Red Cup Review are giving Alex 4.5 out of 5 cups. If it wasn't for those small little nits seen in the earlier part of the video, he'd be a perfect character. He is staying in my collection. Look at him. He doesn't even need his stand to stand up. with the support of his cane. Works perfectly. Cheers, Alex, and cheers to everybody watching. 4.5 cups. This has been the Red Cup Review, and we'll see you on the next episode. Woo!